Hello, Contest again, and today, guys, I'm here to do a review. And you might always say, not anime review. Why did I not say anime review, only review? Because the series I'm about to review is called RWBY. Now, for any anime fan out there, or possibly maybe fans of RWBY itself, maybe just RWBY itself, people who know, RWBY has been accepted by the anime community, even though it's not an anime. Yes, guys. You know Airbender. You know Airbender. You know it's a cartoon. You know that's a cartoon, right? It's made by an American company. But you might also heard that Airbenders got accepted by pretty much the anime community because of how much influence anime was to create Airbender. How it was similar to anime. How Airbender was pretty much similar to anime because of its animation quality, how the characters worked, and also its fight scenes as well. RWBY is in that same boat, but it's more like anime than Airbender was. It's first off, the way you can actually tell RWBY is more anime to pretty much a normal cartoon from America is because from its not just animation quality but the story it gets told. Like, first off, in cartoons, in normal cartoons, one thing you hardly ever see in cartoons is that death is involved. Death is hardly involved in regular cartoons. Now, they might use it as comedy relief in cartoons. I cannot deny they might use it comedy relief. That's what happens in America. When they do end up using death scenes, they always have it as comedy. It's a goddamn fucking reason. But, and of course in anime, when they go to death scenes, they don't. They actually put it as a serious a serious plot to have. Like, makes you actually feel sad when you see death. So, that shows you. Anime does that. Anime does that. RWBY, of course, does that. When it shows death scenes, like, she actually has shown death scenes, if you guys don't know. Because only on the later side of RWBY, they actually show death scenes. But RWBY, it does show death scenes, which is, they don't put it as a comedy relief. They actually put it seriously. So that's one aspect. Plus also its animation quality and art style. Now even though RWBY is a 3D, like CGI animation quality, which again, it's actually pretty not common. It's not that common to see in anime as CGI. Well, we can also see CGI in anime, but a full CGI series, they're pretty uncommon. But in this generation, it's getting a close situation where majority of anime sooner or later in the future are going to be mostly CGI. In other words, 3D animation. We're going to see that more often in anime, which I actually heard that somewhere down in the future, anime is going to be more 3D-ish than it was usually 2D. So, expect out for future anime fans that you're going to see a lot more anime out there that's going to be 3D. So that's what I can divest that pretty much right now. 3D is not that common, but the art style of the series, fucking anime. And not just that, even though it came after the series, after the main animated series came out, RWBY does have a manga. RWBY does have a manga, guys, if you don't know. But it came out after the animated series, guys. If that means Japan, freaking Japan liked it. Like, this shows you. If Japan liked it, they won't create freaking manga for it. Because manga is Japanese comics. So, of course, the manga has to be created in Japan. Or I should really say, the comic should be created in Japan and be classified as a manga. There was no way it would be classified as a manga if it's not created in Japan first. If it's got created in Japan first, then it classifies as a manga. If it got created in America first, then it would classify as an ordinary comic. And if it is available in English, of course, we're going to get it as a normal comic, not as a manga. So as we can get it as a manga, that means the main comic version of it came out in Japan first before it came out into basically UK and America and stuff like that. But RWBY in general, the series is American. The series is American, but got so popular in Japan as well. Japan aside Korean manga, so yes, so because of that, it's been accepted into the anime community as one, pretty much a series you can somewhat classify as an anime, because, for example, there are some Japanese influence, of course. There are some Japanese influence in RWBY, even though it's created by a majority of American company. It is pretty much just Japanese people involved in this series. There is Japanese people, of course, involved in this series. So, that's for I could digress. So, pretty much, even though I can't say anime review, because like I said, RWBY is not really an anime, it's a cartoon. Well, anime is cartoons again, but American cartoons, I'd say that. So yes, it's not an anime review, so I can't say anime review, but it is technically a series that's been accepted into the anime community, like Airbender. So, yeah. But hey guys, today I'm here to do my proper review, a full review on RWBY. Now, first I have to say, RWBY right now has overall 3 seasons. 3 seasons of RWBY came out. Now, first up, RWBY, the first season of RWBY, and the halfway through second season, and some of episodes of the second season of RWBY, they only last for around, majority of them, 6 minutes, 10 minutes long, some maybe over 20, some maybe 20 or 15 minutes. Like, that's what RWBY season 1 and half of season 2 were like. But ever since the series got very more popular, the company became able to get more money out of it, and plus able to create more budget with the animation quality, art style, and able to make the series more longer. Because in the third season of RWBY, the episodes, pretty much a lot of the episodes are over 15 minutes. Like, they're over 15 minutes. Which is actually surprising. Because I was still expected to maybe see the short round limit of when you see in RWBY, but no, they're now pretty much an normal anime length series. Third season was, so that's something that shows you how much popular it got, not just in the American community but also in the anime community. So yeah, so now let me tell you about the story about RWBY before I get into the main things about what I like about RWBY. RWBY's about a girl called RWBY, spelled differently. So the name, even though her name sounds similar to the name title, her name is spelled differently to the way the title is written. So first up, the name drop is still not there yet. Even though they both say RWBY, that doesn't give the plot. That doesn't give the name drop. The name drop doesn't come from that. I'm just telling you guys. Even though her main character is known as RWBY. So, a girl called RWBY, she wants to attend a school called Beacon for hunters and huntresses. For you guys to know what hunters and huntresses are, in the world of RWBY, there are these beasts called the Nezrox. I think that's what you say, these beasts called the Nezrox. They are basically dangerous beings that came terrorizing the world, so people called the hunters and huntresses have been formed to defeat these these creatures. So these Norzaks. So yes, and the way to defeat them is using this kind of power known as dust. Dust is a chemical, pretty much, system that they use to power up their weapons, power their own abilities, so they can freaking defeat these Norzaks. So, yeah. And RWBY wants to attend one of the schools that train you to become a hunter and huntress, called Beacon. And she was in a store one day, a dust store where they sell dust and stuff, and also other things as well. But it sells pretty much a lot of things, including dust. A big gang, which is an important gang, which part of the, I think the name of the gang is known, called the White Fang. The White Fang gang, this gang is known as the White Fang terrorist group. Come and barge in and try to steal some dust from the shop. Of course, RWBY was there, and pretty much when they noticed that, they tried to Alhambra, but they didn't know she was pretty much a trained fighter, defeat pretty much a lot of these guys. So she ended up kicking butt out of these, pretty much these got to the white fan that was trying to attack the store. Now this orange hair guy, I can't fully remember his name. I don't really pay attention too much to the criminals, but he is important to the series because the third fucking season, guys, he's fucking very important. And also, half a second season is also freaking important. But a third season, he is fucking important. You need to pay attention to that fucking guy. Now, in the series, of course, she ends up fighting them. But then, soon later, one of the teachers of Beacon comes in and also comes in out and notices that she fights and stuff. And she sort of gets interrogated by the head teacher of Beacon. Yeah, cool. Arspin. His name is Arspin, the head teacher. He noticed her skills. Now, and unfortunately, by law state, she wanted to go to Beacon, but she was not really old enough to go to Beacon, because her big sister is planning to go to Beacon, and of course she also wanted to go to Beacon, but she was waiting until she reached the age to graduate. But she turned out to be a prodigy because Ozpin decided to let her graduate into Beacon. So she ended up skipping a few years and ended up going to Beacon. And that's where the story left off. That's where the story starts. Her joining Beacon and started training herself to become a huntress to defeat these Nazarites. Now, I'm about to reveal the name of what name to RWBY itself. The name drop comes actually from pretty much the colours of the series. Well, when I mean colours, the colours of the characters of the series. First up, you got RWBY. RWBY, her colour is red. Her colour is red, and her name starts with R. So that's first off. That means you might guess what the next part be. W. Now W belongs to whites. Whites, her colour is white. So now white, and she's another one of the main characters you see in the series. So yeah, her name is White, and she wears white colour, so that's why W is in the series. B belongs to the character called Blake. She, of course, black. Black is the colour she has, so B for her. And finally, Yang. And that is RWBY's big sister. Yang is RWBY's big sister. I have to say that. Yang is RWBY's big sister, and her colour is yellow. And they end up forming a team, which they unfortunately got forced into, pretty much. They end up getting forced into these teams because of laws, the school rules in the system that these the Ember got these specific pieces because they end up, one of the tasks they have to do is that they have to find teammate, end up having to put them a teammate, end up finding a chess pieces in a specific location, and then end up finding out that people who end up getting these pieces end up after the task is complete, they end up having a ceremony that the people with these specific pieces end up joining a team. And of course, in this situation, both Yang, Wise, Blake, and RWBY. So yeah, both RWBY, Wise, Yang, and Blake ended up getting the same pieces. So they end up getting joined into a team, which is called RWBY. Yeah, that's how the name got called. RWBY because of pretty much their names. Pretty much because of the names and the color ratio of their specific character colors. Now, and that's how pretty much the name drop is because of the team. The team is known as RWBY, as as in RWBY, RWBY. So, RWBY in general, guys. Holy fucking great! This series is great. The story, the fights, that full 3D animation and CGI quality. RWBY has fucking great animation. Now, when it comes to, as you guys know from also normal cartoons, where we see 3D animation is not that bad. Great. they're quite etchy. They're not that always vibrant. So guys, my mum interrupted there, but so I had to cut that part out. But I had to cut that bit out. But anyway, yes, what I was talking about from before. Oh yeah, so yeah, RWBY, surviving animation quality for 3D animation is awesome. Like I said, for 3D animation, and they're quite etchy, not that great, not that smooth, but RWBY, oh my gosh, its animation quality is phenomenal. Like phenomenal. I love the animation you've seen that on. It makes sense why it's accepted to the anime community, because animation quality is so good. You guys cannot deny how good it really is. Shit, it's so good. Oh, when it comes to the fight scenes, the powers they use, oh my god, the animation looks so good. Now then, like I said, RWBY has overall 3 seasons. Unfortunately, I'm reviewing the series as a whole. Unfortunately, I cannot review all 3 seasons separately, even though technically each season has their own pretty much specific story. But the one I first told you is pretty much the first season storyline. But second and third season have their own specific storyline, even though it's the same characters, continuation from the original story as well. But the story in general is, in both second and first season, from the first, second, and third season, are all combined together anyway. So if you guys want to find out more of the about the story, you have to watch the series in general. Now, let's get into the characters of pretty much RWBY. Of course, the first character I'm going to talk about is the main character, RWBY. RWBY, a very likable because come on, the way she acts, how brave she is, like how determined she is. Oh my gosh, she's one of those characters you just want to hug. Firstly, she's a freaking adorable character. She's a freaking adorable. The way her charge aspect comes into gear, but the way she leads, like she's the leader of Team RWBY, of course, makes sense. but she's the leader to RWBY, and her leadership skills are fucking great leadership, and I like her personality trait. So yeah, but I do say one thing to improve RWBY is that make her a bit more mature, a bit more mature. Just take it up so you can get her personality trait a bit more. Next character, Weiss. One thing that's connected to anime is that tsundere. She's the fucking tsundere, guys. Weiss is a tsundere. In cartoons, you don't get tsunderes. You don't get the tsunderes. That's just very tough. So this shows the anime influence in the series, the tsundere. Weiss is the tsundere, which her tsundere tendencies, oh my fucking gosh. I actually like them. They're fucking great. Now she started as an annoying little bitch at first, but then you know she's just tsundere because of her character trait and through her story. And what we learned about her is just whoa. Now, next one, Blake, her character. We have got a lot, like a lot, even more than RWBY actually. Even though she had got character development, and of course in season 3 she's got serious character development. But a lot of character development from the entire series itself. Blake has been given a ton of character development. The first is the secret now. Spoiler. If you guys want to see spoilers, mute it. I do this to sign that it's okay to put this volume back. So when I do this, put the volume back on. So first up, if I put the volume, if you don't hear spoilers, so spoiler alert. Hope the sound is turned off. The reveal that she is pretty much a Neko, technically a Neko, or I'm trying to remember the proper name for what those kind of people they are, but now I can't remember the name. I can't remember the name of what they call the humans with having animal body parts. But pretty much when she got revealed as a Neko, oh my gosh, and her backstory, oh my god. So, but her getting revealed as a Neko was a big deal, which some don't know about. So yeah, but then hurry sound got put back on. Now the backstory of Blake. Oh my gosh. What we learned about her, guys. From both season 1, 2, and 3. Oh my gosh, she has a dark background. A dark background. Which I feel sorry for, she had to have that kind of background. Yeah. And what I've got to say about Blake, without going to spoiler territory even more, I had to put that little spoiler in because it was part of what I had to say, but I had to also block it out for you guys not to listen in. So, I hope you guys did not listen to that spoiler if you didn't want to get spoiled. But anyway, I can't go into too much spoilers. So, anyway. Now, final character, the next character of Team RWBY I'm going to talk about is Yang. As we know, Yang is RWBY's big sister. Yep, RWBY's big sister. Of all the characters, I don't think she's got the most plot. She didn't get the most character development. Season 3, she got more character development than she did get in Season 1 and Season 2. But out of all characters, she might be the weakest out of the main 4 characters. She's just one of the weakest, I'd say. We still got more we need to learn about her, which I'm surprised. We still need to learn more about Yang. But her character, I love her character. Tough and tough with big chests, right? Also, I have to say about anime performances that they actually have sizable characters. Like, they actually don't keep them flat. They don't keep them flat chests like ordinary cartoons do. Because, you know, ordinary characters, they always keep them pretty much flat, or maybe sometimes when they do add a little bit boobies to it, they only have them as little circles, which is a bit like, ugh. But the anime, of course, this anime influence, they actually give them chests, and although she's got the big chest. But yeah, so yeah, I like her character, but she still needs more character development. Now let's go to these other characters. Now I'm trying to get his name. Jean is one of Team RWBY's friends. I like Jean. You know, he's out of the character, he's the weakest in physical capability, not as a character. I'm talking about as a character development stuff. I'm talking about as a character in general, and his physical capabilities. He's the weakest. He's not that great at fighting. But I like Jean. His personality, how as a leader, because he's also the leader of his team, which I'm surprised about. Even because the other 3 are very strong. Oh my gosh. Jean, and the last episode of Season 3, which I just, if you guys don't know, I watched, just came out, just came out. I have watched it, and, well, just him experience from the last episode, oh my fucking god. Now, I'm just saying, Jean, I really like his character. He's a very good character. And of course, he's one of the female characters you do get a chance to see in the episode series. There's quite a bit of females, I have to say that, guys, but he's one of the females you do get a chance to see in the series. But yeah. Next, now these 2 other characters, now there's 2 characters, I know you see the often, but their names hardly get mentioned too, now even though their names do get often, but it's hard to remember their names because they're not too much, they're not there too much, but when Season 4 comes out, they're gonna be fucking serious. I'm gonna see them more often in Season 4. I can't wait for that. Season 4 is gonna be fucking awesome when it comes out. But what I saw at the end of Season 3, we're gonna see more of them, like even more than we saw in this series so far. Oh my gosh. Those 2 characters, the ninja dude and the girl that follows him around with the hammer. I like the characters too, just like one with the hammer, oh my fuck god, she's funny. I like when boom, bing. See, she doesn't give a fuck. She doesn't fucking give a fuck of what she does. She just acts crazy, and I like that. I like crazy chicks. Now, finally, let's get into the female characters I really want to talk about, because, guys, the character I want to talk about is Mira. Oh my gosh. Mira. Her character, I really like Mira. I loved her character. I really loved her character, what she was, and the character, how they used the character in 3rd season. I just can't tell you guys how they used her, because it's great. But go into spoil detail. I just don't want to go to spoils, for season 3, because you guys need to fucking watch it. You see what's gonna happen. But I just tell you, she has a tragic. She goes into a tragic situation in season 3. She gets into a tragic situation. And I feel like, no, Mira, no. And she's one of the few characters you see quite often in the series. And now she's ended up having tragic stuff like that. Oh my god. Probably didn't spoil it when I said that, but I think you understand what I mean by tragic, but god. Mira, oh my gosh. But Mira, guys, I love the character first. How she's one of the most strongest, and how she improved, oh my gosh. And we love, like, she has a bit of a thing for Jean. She has a bit of a thing for Jean. She has a crush on Jean, which is something to know. The scene, oh my gosh, I just can't do it. I really want to spoil this, but I can't. But just guys, I do recommend you should go and watch. If you want to know what the freaking talk about, just go fucking watch RWBY. So if you're someone who just doesn't want to watch anime, but if as I told you this is not an anime, this is a cartoon, this might give you an influence to go and watch it because you know it's not Japanese at all. But it has an anime reference, so just telling you guys that. But just RWBY is just, oh my gosh, just Mira, just, ugh. I feel sorry for her. I feel sorry in season 3. And sad in season 3 is like, season 3 is way more dark than the other 2 seasons. Like, season 2 is half dark, half comedy. Season 1, pretty much comedy. But season freaking 3, very dark. Very dark. Very mysterious. Oh my god. Oh my gosh, it's just, oh, how good RWBY is. Guys, how good RWBY series is just, yeah. Now, let me talk about the animation quality again. Like I say, the fight scenes animation quality, very good, very good. But now, I should tell you, first season, animation quality, of course, as it was the first time it ever came out, it wasn't as the best it could for fight scenes. It was freaking good for 3D animation, but the budget was quite low. I'd say that the budget was quite low because a lot of the side characters, a lot of the people that you don't have to care about too often, they don't give them color. They actually make them black. They keep them black like shadows in season 1. But in season 2 and season 3, they end up starting to notice as they end up getting more money and more budget. They end up getting able to coloring those characters. You don't. Of course, not main part, but able to show those people that are supposed to be there, even though they're shadows in the first season. The second, third season, they ended up finally giving them color and facial aspect and character traits. So that's something to know about. But yeah, first season, animation quality is a bit lower than it is in season 2 and season 3. But what you expect, then your seasons, you expect a bit more better quality. But see, the animation quality, pretty much all RWBY in general, is awesome. I enjoyed it. Like I said, first season they did have some problems, but they ended up improving a bit more when it comes to season 2, and season 3 freaking improved even more. And also increasing its time length, because I do believe, I'm glad now they're longer, because every time I watched the episodes of both season 1 and season 2, they felt too short each episode. Because I know they were too short, they're like, only like last a few minutes, not long, not 24 or anything like that. But season 3, God, glad they shorted it longer. They got it longer. I'm glad they did that, and they gave more epic to the series. And yeah. And overall, RWBY. Overall, what do you think about the series in general? Out of 10, what would I give RWBY as an anime watcher? As an anime watcher. The reason I call myself an anime watcher in this series is because I watch anime. I'm a big fan of anime, and I'm watching this as a person who's one of the people who accept it in the anime community, even though it's not anime. So, as an anime watcher, and as a hardcore fan of anime, and what I expect from anime, even though this is not anime, this is a cartoon, what I expect from it, quality as an anime influence series, what would I give it out of 10? For RWBY, I give RWBY a 9.5. Like a 9.5. 9.5, guys. A 9.5 out of 10. A 9.5 out of 10. So, guys, that's my overjoint, 9.5 out of 10. So, guys, that's my full review to the cartoon series which got anime influence, RWBY. Hope you guys like it. Become Tribe fans today. If you guys want to send fan mail, go to the description below. My address is there, and yeah. Hope you guys like it. Comment, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Bye, guys!